Some in the media have accused me of being a sore loser. They tell me to run harder. But
you're a sore loser. You should have eaten less blue pizza. And that's why you fail. I haven't done PragerU in a long time. It's been a while.
I've been training to be a championship sprinter since I was 8 years old. With the help of my parents, my coaches, and my teammates, I did it. By sophomore year of high school, in 2018, I was one of the top 5 female high school sprinters in Connecticut. But then, one day, I wasn't. At the state championships that year, 2 people passed me, passed all of us girls, literally. They finished first and second in our races, dominating the field. Were they more motivated?
She has been on a tour, by the way. This is not the first time we've seen her or this story. It's just like, it's been repeated ad nauseum over and over. And this is why sports are being destroyed. And this is why this is the battle that we have to talk about. And, you know, it's not fair. It's just not fair. Some people are born with innately more powers than me. And
Did they train harder? I don't think so. But they did have an edge, a big one we couldn't match. They were biological boys who said they were transgender girls. Do you think that's fair? Males competing against females?
Wow. This is as close as PragerU can dance. This is as close as they can be Icarus, basically. They're flying pretty close to the sun. They know that a lot of what they're about to say could be construed as hate speech, but they don't want to lose their YouTube channel. So they're like, okay, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to play it safe, all right? We're going to say they identify as females, but it's a choice. It's a choice. They're making that choice because they want to win sports better, easier, and that's why they're making a decision that dramatically impacts their lives and makes it so much harder. And because for trophies, because it's not even really at a level that pays or at a level that reaps any reward outside of the victory of the competition. But again, that's why.
Before you make up your mind, let me tell you a bit about what it took for me to become a top female sprinter. It meant training with my team every day after school for at least 2 hours, working to shave fractions of a second off of my time in the 100 and 200 meter dash.
That's how training works.
It meant not hanging out after school or going out with friends on the weekends. It meant
no pizza. No. What? Trans women have taken pizza away from you? Okay, well now I get it. Now I see where the anger comes from. Yeah, that's too bad. You could have had. Well, it's not like you didn't get to have pizza at all. It seems like you got to have some pizza. And by the way, what the fuck is this pizza? What is this disgusting looking like? Don't eat it. It's moldy. That's a you problem. But you got a couple slices. You just couldn't have the whole thing. And frankly, don't eat a whole pizza. It's not good for you. You'll feel sick. You'll have a little tummy trouble.
It meant getting up early every Saturday morning and competing all day at a meet. It meant not indulging in any of the things that might cost me my...
No ice cream. No YouTube. What? No nothing. There's a lot of no nothings. Like, what are you canceling here? No cell phone. No.
And here's the thing about the 2 biological males that took the top 2 girls' medals in the state of Connecticut. Their times were not even good enough to qualify them to compete in the state championships on the boys' team. Let me say that again in case you missed it. Their times were not good enough to qualify them for the boys' state championships. But 2 years in a row, they won first and second place competing against the girls. All in all, these 2 biological males won 15 women's state championship titles. Some in the media have accused me of being a sore loser. They tell me to run harder. But
you're a sore loser. You should have eaten less blue pizza. And that's why you fail. That's why you fail in life. Eat less blue pizza, and then maybe you'll be able to pick yourself up from your bootstraps. But until then, you just ODing on blue pizza all day. That's your problem. That's what it's always been.
But the biological changes that males go through during puberty are so significant, they gain an insurmountable advantage in strength and in speed.
But don't give them puberty blockers. Don't do that, because then you're messing with biology. Yeah, so make sure you don't do that. Let's just do that double whammy that conservatives love to do. They love to get you on both ends. It's kind of like how they tell you that if you're a woman, that you shouldn't be allowed to have an abortion because you shouldn't have autonomy over your own body. But at the same time, we don't want to provide you with contraceptives because those are the devil. So you have to practice abstinence. And then enjoy the fact that we're also training our men to think that they are actual rape monsters, which they're not. And also to be ashamed of your own sexuality. So that's basically what we want you to have to deal with. And then, yeah, good luck. Good luck out there. Have fun.
That's why boys always competed against boys and girls against girls. U.S. runner Allison Felix is an inspiration to me. She's the fastest female sprinter in the world. Her lifetime best for the 400 meters is 49.26 seconds. But based on 2018 data, nearly 300 high school boys in the U.S. alone could beat that record. What we are talking about then is not just boys taking women's trophies, though they are. And we aren't talking about biological boys taking women's...
Oof, wow, the misgendering is fierce at this point. Now they're just running with it. Just like full mask off now.
When biological boys are allowed to compete against girls in sports like track, where the differences in performance are so great, we are talking about girls getting shut out, never getting the chance to win or even compete at all. When two biological boys took the first and second place spots against me in the 2019 Indoor State Championship, I lost the opportunity to participate at the New England Championships.
Again, you're a sore loser, and you should have had less blue pizza. That's all I can say. It was your addiction to the blue pizza. That's what this is. I mean, this I could have saved you a lot of time on this whole PragerU video.
I lost the chance to be scouted by top coaches, possibly even to win scholarships. Right now,
fucking the hubris. Oh my god. I basically was going to be an Olympic athlete. I could have had 12 gold medals by this point in my life. Unfortunately, because of these biological males, I have been robbed of that chance for all time. Thankfully, though, I can now do PragerU Tour du jour.
Biological boys are being allowed to set records on the girls' team, deleting girls' records, erasing the achievements of actual girls, and setting a standard probably no girl can meet.
Oh, whoa, so it sounds like you're a feminist. That's what you're saying. You're coming at this from a feminist perspective. Yeah, a certain kind, though, right? The tea kind, the other kind, the turf. We got some turf rhetoric coming up here.
No matter how much she trains,
she's just doing this to protect women, everybody.
Or how hard she tries. The reason that we have girls' sports in the first place is to give female athletes with talent, hard work, and dedication an equal opportunity to shine and be recognized. But girls will never have that opportunity if they are forced to compete with biological boys in sports like track and field, softball, volleyball, or basketball. Women fought too hard for too long so girls like me can have the opportunity to compete on a level playing field. Maybe worst of all, when girls try to object, when we point out the truth, that biological differences in strength and speed between boys and girls are massive and real, we're called bigots. Administrators, teachers, coaches, and other students tell us to just keep quiet and take it. We are told a girl's place is to be seen and not heard. Well, we won't be silenced. We are fighting back. With two other top female runners in Connecticut.
I mean, that was pretty much the way conservatives treated women for a very long time, was to be seen and not heard. You can't flip that one around and then suddenly wear it like a badge of honor. No, I'm a feminist now. That's right.
I have filed a federal lawsuit under Title IX to protect the rights of women and girls to a fair competition.
Wow, you are a sore loser. I guess, I mean, this is the example that Donald Trump is setting, right? If you lose at something, just sue everyone. Sue everyone until you get what you want.
Please don't turn your backs on us, America. This isn't about gender identity. It's about fair play. I'm Selena Soul for PragerU.
Sounds like it's only about gender identity. That's kind of the whole thing.
University.
Wow. Oh, this video is sponsored by the Alliance Defending Freedom. Weird. Okay, so just two quick things to point out when it comes to these videos, because we've talked about this so many times at this point. I feel like I'm regurgitating the same points, but you know all the PragerU videos that are really upset about trans men in sports? Or sorry, all the Ben Shapiro videos about trans men in sports? Or the Steven Crowder videos that are really upset about trans men and no? Oh, no, none of those exist? Oh, so they're only concerned about trans women. Oh, interesting. I wonder why that would be. Well, okay. But anyways, let's go along this route. Unfortunately, unlike her, I would probably want to listen to the scientists on the matter, and it seems that they've come to the conclusive results that you cannot participate in, say, sports at the Olympic level if you do not meet certain requirements, certain levels of hormone therapy, for example, which do change your body, in some cases irreversibly. And when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of this entire situation, there isn't an overwhelming amount of situations where trans women are just destroying every single competition in which they enter. It's just not the case. I mean, if it was the case, you'd have a much stronger argument. And trust me, conservatives would be putting that on blast every single day. That's all they would be talking about. It would be like, well, this is clearly destroying everything. Girls can beat trans men even twice in a row. I don't want to see facts and figures and logic. For the second time in 8 days, the last week, Canton's Chelsea Mitchell beat Terry Miller in the 55-meter dash, this time by a large margin and for higher stakes. Mitchell, who along with her family and the family of 2 other Connecticut high school track athletes, filed a lawsuit earlier this week seeking to reverse the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference rule, allowing high school athletes to compete based on their gender they identify with. If successful, athletes could instead be required to compete in the future based on a birth, sex, and Miller, along with Cromwell Sr. Andrea Yearwood, also transgender, would be required to compete on the boys' side. At the State Home Indoor Track and Field Championships on Saturday at the Floyd Little Athletic Center in New Haven, Mitchell won the 55 with a time of 7:15 seconds. Miller placed third in 7:37 seconds, and while Hadam Kingsworth and Kadara Lewis were second at 7:31. This time, the Class Heads Championship, 2 days after the lawsuit was filed, Mitchell was the first and Miller the second. I was definitely just focused on each individual event as it goes on. I was just trying to focus on getting a good start, a clean start, working on my acceleration. There was no interaction before Mitchell and Miller before or after the race. Mitchell's celebration was subdued, and Miller, much like after the 55 and the Class S Championship, clapped alongside the finish line. My head just wasn't in the game today for personal reasons. People can go make their assumptions if they want. I just feel like I gave up. For the second week in a row, Canton's Chelsea Mitchell edges Bloomfield's Terry Miller, this time to win State Open at the 55-meter dash. Mitchell's family is joined in the lawsuit by families of Clattonsbury High School senior Selena Sewell and Danbury sophomore Alana Smith, whose father is baseball. I mean, is this going to hurt the lawsuit? I would assume so, no? I mean, it seems like a whole bunch of posturing for, again, yes, a sore loser who OD'd on Blue Pizza and just wants to continuously talk about how at the end of the day, there's this like unspoken disaster that no one is willing to touch. And this is really about feminism. I mean, I want to be exclusionary in my feminism. I want to be a trans exclusionary feminist, but that's what this is. At the end of the day, this is about feminism, everybody. But again, it's the same regurgitated talking points with every single one of those PragerU videos.
Hey, we want to mutual aid you to get some eyeballs on your work. So if you have a leftist YouTube channel or Twitch stream or something you want us to advertise, just send us a 20 to 30 second ad using the forums at weareserfs.com. We'll do our best to help you out. And please submit once per channel.
To our gods, unwrapped, Xander Forbes. We shall build temples in your honor. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we live to do your bidding. To our lords, Jeffrey Lamb, Trevor R., Stephen, Nine Tails Cosmic Fox, Aunt Josephine, Poppy Nelson, Ryan Lubin, Jimothy K. Meeble Beeps Jr. We bow meekly for your pleasure. And to our Knights of the Round Table, Josh Mickelson, Dylan Veit, Zach Christensen, Todd Buckingham, Todd Lajeunesse, Political Puppy, Ali Menthal, Jimmy Big Nuts, Andreas Chitoro, Good Poon Hates Cops, That's Solid Poon Then, Dr. Zayas, Joppy, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Jack Darko, Thomas Barrington, J. Fraser Cartwright, Goofalankius, Melissa Murphy, Nicholas Marks, Alexander Thaler, Ramon Acosta, and Ali Retta Jaffer. We salute you. Love you all. Peace.